Most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the
Fall registration is now open at Olivet Lutheran Church. Register your kids for Sunday school, Wednesday school, and confirmation. And adults, we have something for you too. Join our choir, handbell choir, numerous Bible studies, including a women's-specific Bible study, our food pantry group, be a youth group leader or teacher, and more. Sunday school will begin on September 17th, and Wednesday school and confirmation will begin on September 20th. For more information and to get registered, go to olivet.org. Encounter Jesus, experience grace at Olivet Lutheran Church.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming August auctions include 691 acres of cropland and grassland in Kitson and Marshall counties in Minnesota, 630 acres of cropland and pastureland in Ward County near Minot, 160 acres of excellent cropland in Wells County, 170 acres of crop, pasture, and development land in Grand Forks County, and the Blana Equipment Auction near Carrington, North Dakota. View these auctions and many more land and equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
And welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Thanks for joining us today. Temperatures are 82 degrees outside, shaping up to be pretty nice out there. Meteorologist Justin Storm alongside Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki and the one and only very talented Ag Director, Bridgette Readel. There they are. All three sounders have been accounted for. It's going to be a great day. Guys, how are you doing?
Now, you said it's a nice day. It's like a steam bath outside.
Oh, it's nice. Up here, it's nice up here.
There.
It's like,
yeah,
I don't even know what is the current temperature up here?
64.
64.
It's almost 20 degrees warmer here in the FM area, and down south it's already 90 in the far southern valley.
Look at us.
Hold it.
We're all within like 80
Y'all got
miles
sunshine?
of each other, and I don't.
Yeah.
It's totally sunny here. Wall-to-wall sunshine. Bridgette, we need you to settle something, okay?
Okay.
Now, rewind your brain till last week, okay?
I think this is going to go out to the audience, too, so if you want to call in or just shoot Bridgette a text.
Justin and I made a bet last week. I said we will hit the 90s. Now, okay, I said we will hit the 90s this week. Justin said, no, we won't. We'll be in the 80s. We're not going to hit 90. We bet a bottle of Bacardi versus a case. Remember, we were debating a case or a suitcase and whatever the difference was.
Yeah, we did a lot of beer math that day.
We need you to settle it. Did we say that next week I said we will hit the 90s and Justin said, no, we won't? Or did we make a specific day?
Oh, it wasn't a specific day. It was just sometime during the week.
There we go.
And for those who would like to argue, please call. Now, you can call the Red Wing Shoe hotline at 701-293-9000 and feel free to voice your opinion.
We'll see
we'll just
we'll see
email
what our audience says.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, email us weather or ag at flagfamily.com.
I think Justin's getting nervous now. That's why.
I'm not nervous. We're going to top out at 88 today.
Oh, all right.
And we're going to top out at 88 tomorrow.
You want to double the bet?
Hold on.
Let's double the bet then. We're at 82 already. We jumped 6.
Hold on, but not here.
No,
I want to talk about me.
Okay, where are you at?
See, that's just it. I am west of Page, North Dakota. So I'm falling somewhere between Dean in his steam bath and Justin in his polar vortex. So I don't know what the temperature is right now, but I know it's overcast. It was misting rain over here. The humidity is so high.
Right.
It's like I have a spiral perm from 1987. It is crazy over here. Oh, man.
Temperatures your way are upper 60s.
It's cool.
Yeah, upper 60s.
Yeah, if the sun comes out over here, it's going to be horrific.
Yeah.
I just want you to know that because the humidity is so high.
Well, dew points right now are in the low 70s. That's very uncomfortable.
It's awful.
Steaming.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It reminds me, I need more deodorant on.
Good thing she's in the car by herself.
Right.
Oh, man, but we are going to warm up today. Again, the far southern valley under a heat advisory. And if you go into Sisseton and south of Fergus Falls, an extreme heat warning. So if you're doing any traveling going south on 29, make sure your car's in good working order. You really don't want to break down as the heat down to our south is much, much worse, much more intense. So keep that in mind. We'll top out today. Justin says 88. I say we're hitting 90 here in the Fargo area with even hotter temperatures down to our south. I say we double or nothing, Justin, on just today. See if he's up for
You want
it.
to double down on just today?
It's up to you.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to your forecast. What did you say we were going to hit today?
90.
You go, wow, all right. So Endon will be 87. The studio's going to be 88.
And the airport will be 90. See, that's how it works.
Yeah.
See?
The airport's like consistently 3 degrees warmer
always.
Whenever it's sunny out.
Every time. Every time.
And that's
Is
where
that
you
where
would
the-
maybe get me.
But is that where the 3-degree guarantee came from? Was the difference that the airport is always off versus anywhere else in town?
No, but that's a good idea. Oh, man.
You see, we get to pick whenever it's in our favor, the airport or Endon.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
We
man.
can't
Wow.
lose.
Yeah. And the
We
hot and
still
humid
find a way to.
Yeah, the hot, humid weather will continue tomorrow and even warm into Thursday. The humidity is going to stick around until the end of the week where, I'll tell you, Friday, Saturday, Sunday look absolutely beautiful. Upper 70s to low 80s, lower humidity. The only thing we might have to deal with is some Canadian smoke coming back towards the weekend. But other than that,
Yeah.
not a bad look. I mean, today and tomorrow are going to be pretty steamy. It's just not comfortable. That's
And hold on. Next week is the Farm Progress Show in, or near anyway, Bloomington, Illinois. Could y'all get a forecast together for me? How awful hot is it going to be? Should I just wear like a fan and mister to keep myself from passing out? Or
Hot.
oh, goody, that's going to be
Where
horrific.
are you going?
Bloomington.
Bloomington, Illinois.
Minnesota? Oh, Illinois.
Yeah, and that's only a
Ugh.
potential. I'm not quite sure I'll be going quite yet. I'll just leave you guys a message that you'll never read on our spreadsheet, so you'll know if I'm
Okay.
here or not.
You don't
yeah.
even need us to put you a forecast together. You already know it's going to storm.
Everywhere she goes.
Good call.
Mhm.
Everywhere I go.
Since-
That is very true.
It's like November of last year. Anytime you go somewhere.
Those poor people in Illinois next week. It's going to be horrible. Sorry.
Like
If I
you
get
took a
there,
little
right?
road
I'm
trip over
not
to
sure.
Page, and it's drizzle overcast 68, and it's 82 in Fargo, and sunny, and 90 in Fergus.
Okay, you're right. This is me. Although, let me just tell you, for everybody standing around in an auction sale today, they are happy. It is not that hot here. So, one of our Here We Grow sponsors for our custom farm 20 acres of soybeans had an auction sale today for Harvey Abrahamson. It is his farm retirement sale. I have been here all morning. Michael was here. We did a bunch of video. We got to talk to Max Steffes, one of the auctioneers. We also talked with Bailey. She helped us decide, when someone calls and wants to do an auction, where does that start? Who spit shines the equipment and gets it all ready to go? In addition to, by the way, I recommend the lunch wagon. That was very good. Thank you for my lunch. And there's been plenty of
They spit
shopping.
clean it?
I may have bought some things.
What
I
did
may be leaving them in your office.
Are they?
Did you buy us things is more important.
I did buy you things.
Did you buy Dean something, or do we have to share it?
I probably bought enough for both of you. Now, whether or not you classify this as a find or as just stuff, hey, that's entirely up to you.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Can't wait.
It's like the bargain bin came to the weather office next week.
Awesome. And we've got a guest coming on today. Bridgette, you want to, although I don't
Yes.
see him, hopefully he reconnects.
He is.
Okay.
He is there. He is actually he's probably working diligently while we just talk in his ear. And that will be Aaron Booth. He is a product manager with Case IH. We want to talk about tractor restorations today. And fascinatingly enough, I saw about 4 Farmall tractors that got sold here this morning. It is the 100th anniversary of the Farmall tractor brand. That's one of the things we're going to talk about. And then I'm going to make sure to give Aaron a great big thank you for something that he was able to help initiate here in North Dakota, actually for my family. So looking forward to having that visit with Aaron when we break. It'll be a good time.
Sure will be. And a couple other things, ag topics we'll try and get to in the back quarter of our show, along with another check on the forecast, a little bit on soybean root rot, harvested acres status, and strip cropping with sheep. Sound like
I
some
want you to
interesting
say that
topics we're going to get to.
when you say strip cropping with sheep, let's say that slowly and carefully, shall we?
Strip cropping with sheep.
That's a goat. I'm
Close
just
enough.
saying.
Same thing.
Mhm. No. I actually had to explain this to somebody one day. A goat is not a sheep. I just want you to know that. Goats are not sheep. Very different things. Okay.
Is this like the whole, like, not all whiskeys are bourbons, but all bourbons are whiskeys kind of thing?
No, this is like whiskey is not vodka. Okay. These are very different things.
Good analogy. Good analogy. Well, why don't we take a short
like
minute here? Let's get our guest, Aaron, connected with us. And when we come back, we'll visit with Aaron. And if you want to call in with any questions, you can call us on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. Or you can always email us at weatherorag@flagfamily.com. We also live stream each and every single day, Facebook and YouTube Live, as well as over on Acres TV. And we'll get all of that accomplished when we come back after the break, so stay tuned.
What do eyewear and weather have in common? Join us for the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast to find out. Each Tuesday morning, Dean Wysocki, Justin Storm, and myself, Ashley Freeborn, owner of Aspire Optical, will bring you the 7-day forecast.
You never know where we'll be or how it will be presented, but we promise to bring you the most accurate forecast this side of the Red River.
And learn how you can save big on eyewear from Aspire Optical.
Watch the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages.
Trust us, this is weather and eyewear like you've never seen.
We've got Brian in studio from Collins & Kronk Raymond James.
Brian, I was visiting with my girlfriend the other day, and she's just a few years from retirement. She was wondering if she can still retire if there's a recession just around the corner.
This is why planning is so important. When Collins & Kronk does a financial plan for you, we look at several different scenarios. We consider the positives or the good times, as well as the bad. What if there is a recession? We do the math so we can answer your questions with confidence. We want to help you make smart decisions like when to retire or what investments to use.
Whether it's a recession or an economic boom, Collins & Kronk can help you make the right decisions. If you have $500,000 or more, call Collins & Kronk in Fargo today, 701-235-0119, 701-235-0119. Securities are offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Services Advisors, Inc. Collins & Kronk is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now, get a Kubota compact tractor for $0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through September 30th, see Acme Equipment for full disclaimer. See the full line of Kubota at Acme Equipment on the I-29 Frontage Road, Fargo.
Don't miss this chance. Join the Tyler's Tree Service family. Canopies are flourishing and our roots are strengthening at Tyler's Tree Service. Whether you love heights and swinging from branches or keeping your feet planted firmly on the ground, they've got the perfect job for you. At Tyler's, they're not just a team, they're like family. They believe in diversity and inclusion, where everyone's skills and passions are valued. They'll provide on-the-job training. CDL recommended but not required. Apply today at tylerscut.com.
Join us Labor Day weekend as the hills of Rolog come alive at the Western Minnesota Steam Threshers reunion in Rolog, Minnesota. This year honoring past and present veterans and our military with vintage military equipment and a flyover salute. There's 2 daily parades featuring hundreds of tractors, steam engines, and antique vehicles. Enjoy tractor pulls, exhibits, Pioneer Ladies activities, kids activities, trade rides, threshermen's meals, and more. Labor Day weekend, September 1st through the 4th in Rolog, Minnesota. For details, visit rolog.com.
Attention harvest workers. Ogard Family Farms is looking for truck and tractor drivers to help them with the sugar beet harvest. No CDL is required, but you do need a valid driver's license. They offer full hookup campground, great pay, as well as overtime. Call today, 701-371-2180. That's 701-371-2180.
And welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. Happy you're here with us. Today I'm actually hanging out in the parking lot at an auction sale after I bought some stuff for Justin and Dean. I'm Bridgette Readel. I am the Ag Director here. I have meteorologist Justin Storm.
That's wildly inappropriate.
There.
Well,
Wrong button.
That one was pretty good too. That would have been appropriate there.
That's pretty close, yes. And then Dean Wysocki, who's not good at pushing buttons.
Oh, some say I am.
But he's the chief meteorologist. All right. So many things to talk about today. First of all, thank you to two of our Here We Grow sponsors. One of them will be Invita. And I ran into those sponsors here today from ABC. It's Parker wasn't with, but Trigby and Justin were here. Dean and I were out at their place and did a video with them a few weeks ago. And they were here looking at equipment today. So it was great to see ABC. It's on hand. And then additionally, Titan Machinery is one of our sponsors, which is a super lead-in to our guest because Titan is large regional Case IH retailer for red tractors. But then also we have with us today Aaron Booth. And Aaron, if I get this right, you are a product manager for Case IH, which would be like the parent company, if you will, that supplies Titan Machinery. Did I say that relationship right?
Yeah, you did. Yep. Product manager in the parts group for Case IH and other CNH industrial brands. But today we're talking about Case IH. So
that's fantastic. And today, or this year anyway, is also a bit of a celebration for one of those Case brands, and that would be Farmall tractors.
Yeah. So the 100-year anniversary that they've been celebrating all year of the Farmall. So which is a line we still sell today, and kind of for that same function as we did 100 years ago.
Okay, so for all those who are tractor aficionados, when you say you still sell the Farmall brand, are you selling parts for the brand, or are you actually selling tractors that have the Farmall name on them under the Case family?
We still sell tractors that are Farmall tractors under the current line of tractors, and we still sell parts to support legacy Farmall equipment. So, including what your family has.
So that's part of this story, and the reason for talking to Aaron is that earlier this summer, my brothers were at an auction sale close to home, and one of them, because apparently we're all super nerds, one brother keeps a list of serial numbers of tractors that have been on the farm that dad or grandpa owned. And they came across a Farmall 826 that had been part of our family farm from 78 to 80. And so they bought it and brought it home. And thank you to all the folks at Case and Titan, because they made it a point to bring some gifts and provide some help in doing some restoration on that tractor. So Aaron, a huge thank you to you guys for wanting to do that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it was a very cool story, and I think we came across it. We kind of all keep track of social media and what our dealers are doing, and somewhat try to keep a pulse of what's going on, weather and all. And came across that and thought it'd be a great opportunity to kind of send a gift basket to kind of welcoming that tractor home, I guess.
It did. And I have a 9-year-old nephew where you can't slap the grin on his face as he currently drives it and uses it on a fair amount. So that's his new deal. So, all right, let's talk about Case tractors. What, besides Farmall, what are some other brands, if you will, that folks are actively restoring that you're a part of in providing parts and supplying to them?
So, Farmall's the big one on the Case IH side, but really, I mean, that's kind of the international harvester side of the business, right? There are old Case tractors that people will restore. There's the old Abe statue that I've seen people, that's kind of a figurine that people will pick up and restore and paint to the original colors. And But really, Farmall is that's kind of the classic one that you'll probably see the most on the Case IH side.
How far back, Aaron, do you guys go when it comes to parts? How far back in time can somebody get a part that they might need for a tractor, whether it's something that's broke or a restoration project?
So I would say generally there's not a hard date that we're going to go back to. I mean, there is a minimum that we try to support, but general rule, if there's something that we can continue to get and people still need, we're going to sell it for as long as we can. So there's plenty of parts availability for, at least for the very common things, for tractors going back to the 50s, 30s. So if people are still using that equipment, we're going to keep providing what we can as long as it's needed. So
super cool. And with projects that you've helped with or parts trying to locate or making personally, what's the oldest thing that you've been able to get a part for?
I mean, it's pretty common to be able to get parts regularly for not just, I would say, going back 40s and 50s. It's not too hard to find the most common parts. The 1923 Farmall, it would surprise me if we can't get something still for that tractor as well. Just because parts were so common at that time across different pieces of equipment. So.
And Aaron, are there any people that are, let's say, restoring either bulldozers or balers, anything other than just tractors?
Yeah, generally there's someone out there for everything, right? The people, because I'm kind of on the corporate side of things, so the real experts that we do our best to kind of support are those local dealers, the Titans, in your area. But that dealer, I mean, they're the ones that are really getting in and helping the customer out that's trying to restore a tractor. I mean, if you take away anything, if you're going through a project like that and need help, I don't know where to turn. That's who's going to help you. Is that local dealer, not me as much. So I would do my best, but they're the real experts.
Right. And with more parts now, are you seeing more parts that people are looking for being 3D printed or cast in metal? Anything more common nowadays than it used to be?
Well, there's definitely more cases where we can 3D print parts. I don't know that we're quite to any kind of scale to where it's economical, but and it really ties back. It's a great question to older equipment, where it doesn't make a sense to do a large production run just because it's relatively low demand, but you really want to get something out there to keep someone going. That's where 3D printing makes a lot of sense.
I see. Well, if anyone listening wants to ask a question for Aaron or for us, feel free to give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000, or you can send us an email if you can't call to weather@flagfamily.com or ag@flagfamily.com. Again, we're speaking with Aaron Booth, product marketing manager from Case IH. And when we come back, we'll rejoin this conversation and we'll get the last of our questions and any questions that you might have answered. So stay tuned.
Rev up your engines for Track Talk with Jason Berg, the ultimate racing radio show every Monday night at 6:30 on WDAY Radio. From the hottest drivers, latest racing news and analysis, to recaps of the best dirt track races in the region. All live from O'Kelly's Bar and Grill. If the dirt's flying, you can bet Jason Berg is covering it. Track Talk is brought to you in part by Buffalo River Speedway, Randall's Excavating, Line X, Lewis Electric, Aggressive Towing and Recovery, and WDAY Radio.
Attention all growers and ag retailers. Tired of losing the war against wild oats? It's time to bring in the big guns. Avedex and Fargo herbicides from Gowan, USA. These Group 15 herbicides are your ticket to controlling Group 1 and Group 2 resistant wild oats and suppressing brome and ryegrass. Don't let these weeds invade your field. Take charge. Contact your local ag retailer today and get your hands on Avedex and Fargo. Go. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming August auctions include 691 acres of cropland and grassland in Kitson and Marshall counties in Minnesota, 630 acres of cropland and pastureland in Ward County near Minot, 160 acres of excellent cropland in Wells County, 170 acres of crop, pasture, and development land in Grand Forks County, and the Blana Equipment Auction near Carrington, North Dakota. View these auctions and many more land and equipment auctions at Pfeiffer's.com.
You go with what works, you trust your experience, and make decisions based on proven results. That is why ag producers like you have chosen Dakota Bank for over half a century and made us one of the largest ag lenders in the nation. Hi, I'm Chad Prewy, ag banker with Dakota Bank in Fargo. No matter the challenges, we are here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business by financing your operating needs, improve your land, or purchase equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with allies, go with trust, go with Dakota Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, trust and insurance are not FDIC insured.
It's about tradition, values, and family ties. Pucklet Chevrolet GMC's tradition of giving back to our community remains a priority, and that's why we've partnered with many local nonprofit organizations and events. And our tradition of giving this community a fair and honest offer continues. Right now, you can save nearly $8,000 on a new Chevy Silverado 1500. We're Pucklet Chevrolet GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, and family ties.
See dealer for details.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep, switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Yeah, I'm so stressed. Our business is growing. We've got people all over now.
Ooma.
What is that? Meditation?
I'm recommending the Ooma cloud phone system with auto attendant and more than 50 features.
Ooma?
Yep, switching to Ooma is a cinch. Just $24.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Now you're feeling it. Find small business calm at ooma.com/radio. That's OOMA.com/radio.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio. We are so glad that you're joining us, whether it's over radio, maybe you're watching us on the live stream for Facebook, YouTube, or on our website. But above all, you get to see the shining, smiling faces of Dean Wysocki, Chief Meteorologist. He's not even pushing buttons now because we made fun of him. All right. There he is. There he goes. All right.
Did he get the right
is.
one?
Hold on, let's get the right one.
Goodness. Okay.
Oh, there he goes. He got it.
All right. Justin Storm, meteorologist extraordinaire. And I will complete the roll call as Ag Director Bridgette Readel. I'm going to delete that goat. So anyway, also we have a guest today, and that is Aaron Booth. And Aaron is a product manager for Case IH, and it is Farmall's 100th anniversary and celebration. And you know, you mentioned, Aaron, that this is like a year-long celebration. Are you aware of any specific things that are being done in order to celebrate Farmall?
Hey, well, you mentioned you're going to be at the Farm Progress Show next week, or maybe going to be at the Farm Progress Show next week, and so I think you'll see a nice presentation there, kind of featuring some older farm malls, and I think it's really just been looking back at the legacy of the farm mall over the last 100 years, and the way it's supported farms for the last 100 years, and continues to.
Looks like I better be sure to bring my pictures of that 826 that just came home to roost on the farm after my brothers bought it and brought it back home, so I can show those off at Farm Progress. And Aaron, will you be at the Farm Progress show next year, or have you ever attended?
I have definitely attended a couple times, both in when it's in Decatur, in Illinois, or in Iowa. So plus Husker and all the farm shows that we go to across the country.
So let me ask you this: if you're going to the Farm Progress show next week, what are things that are like your go-to you want to definitely see when you get there? Because we have a lot of listeners who've never been to the Farm Progress show, and I'm only going to be there for my second time if I make it next week. So
yeah, I mean, being a parts guy, I'm always a little jealous because what people go to see is the new equipment. I mean, they're the newest, latest, whether it's like the most recent launch of our combine on the Case IH side, or a big Steiger, quad track. So it's pretty neat to look at that equipment and up close, and that you don't necessarily get to see every day. So that's what a lot of people come to see, and just kind of getting a flavor of what's coming, what's new on the ag side, equipment wise.
So
food's
Aaron,
pretty
you
good
said
too.
Steiger
Normally.
tractor. It's usually hot and well attended there, but you said the Steiger quad tracks, and Fargo, North Dakota being the home of Steiger tractors for such a long time, do you get a lot of requests for parts for restoration for the Steigers?
I don't know if I know that they get restored. I don't know that I see a lot there, or where we have any problems getting about anything that people need. I'm sure there always is cases where we don't have something, but I don't think I've come across where there's been any trouble getting anything. So.
I'll tell you what, those Steigers, maybe that's...
It is a very well followed piece of equipment. So typically, if we can't do it, somebody out there is keeping it going, because it's it's a beloved tractor. So.
And they don't all get restored. People are still using them, so they're probably still active on the farm.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what always amazes me, even about much smaller tractors, is there's a lot of people that put them in shows and parades and make them really nice. But the amount of people that still use them for something around their home or farm, it always amazes me.
I was just wondering, Aaron, if you can recall maybe a specific project that was maybe like one of your bigger projects, or one of the more difficult to either find or make apart, if you could think of anything like that comes to mind on just a really big project that you got to be a part of.
It's not as exciting as the older equipment, but probably the biggest struggles of projects I've been a part of is it gets when a newer equipment, when we get into electronics, and the age of equipment and how long people use them versus kind of the life cycle of electronics in general sometimes don't match up. So a lot of effort goes into making sure we can kind of keep equipment going that's even much newer than this, an older Farmall or Steiger that doesn't rely so much on electronics. So I've been part of projects to kind of make sure we keep a supply of what we need to keep 15, 20-year-old equipment going.
And Aaron, is there anything that sticks out in your mind on like, wow, they're really going to try and restore this? Is there anything that really jumps out at you? Like, are you kidding me? Seriously?
It reminds me of my, because I came from an equipment dealership, and before I started working on the corporate side, and it just reminds me of my dad would always say, "There's nothing you can't fix." So everything can be fixed, replaced. So I can't think of anything where I would ever say, "Oh, I don't know how you're going to do that." So there certainly are, if you look at like maybe old hay equipment where it's really tough. It can still be done, but there sometimes things like that. It's not always for what you want to use it for. Not always worth the trouble. But when you talk tractors, it's typically worth the trouble. So particularly when you think about the sentimental value of having a piece of equipment like that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Well, Aaron, tell me a little bit more about your story. How did you get involved with Case and get to where you are now with the company?
So I kind of grew up in equipment dealership. So I worked for my family dealership in Indiana for, like I say, I grew up there, but I worked there about 8 years behind a parts counter, managing the parts business, and kind of decided I wanted to do something new, and got on with C&H, working in the parts group, and have been there for about 11 years now, 11 going on 12, working in the parts group the whole time. So and just
what would you say is your go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and probably what you're gonna ask, what I really like is just there's a lot of challenges, a lot of projects, things you get into, because parts is what really keeps the customer going. It's what keeps them happy with they made a purchase of a Case IH piece of equipment, and so really enjoy just kind of working with dealers and supporting them and making sure that we're successful in that area as much as we can be.
Mm-hmm. Well, being in parts and restoration for so long, I bet. Did you hear the story about that guy? I think he was down in South Dakota, and Bridgette, you might need to correct me on this because I got a foggy memory on it, but this guy restored like 100-year-old steam thresher, and by restored, he basically made it from scratch and milled almost all the parts with the original blueprints for it. Did you hear that story at all?
So that was out of South Dakota. That was out of Andover, South Dakota. Corey Anderson built that steam thresher. I believe it was a Case steam thresher actually at the time, and Corey owns a foundry down there, and he was able to manufacture a lot of the parts for it. Is that the story you're looking for, Justin?
Yeah. Do you remember what year that was? Was it 1920 or
earlier? Because it's coal-fired. Yeah. So, Aaron, you got any parts for that?
Yeah, that might be. I think we, in the last few years, celebrated the 150th anniversary of Case, and I want to say, I don't know that the first thing was that steam-powered tractor, but it was up there. So it's probably close to 150, if not over 150 years old.
Wow.
So I want to say, I think the 150 might have been something else, but that steam tractor is about the first one, the first thing that we
kidding
with C&H. So,
well, Aaron, over the last 150 years of Case, what are some of the bigger milestones that the company's been able to achieve and pass and accomplish when others maybe have thought, hey, I don't know if these guys are going to get going any further than where they're at now?
I mean, I think the accomplishments through the years are really just as they launch new equipment, and it's, and we talk about a farm all that's 100 years old. The amount of horsepower that tractor had relative to where they are today. When we go see, if you go see a quad track at the Farm Progress show, that they keep being able to, more efficiently, generate more and more and more horsepower and equipment. I think that they haven't hit the ceiling there, I think is a big accomplishment that just is ongoing. when it comes to tractors.
So, Aaron, whether you're a tractor collector or a car collector, you always have that favorite item in your head. And as a kid, I spent an awful lot of time in a 1066 tractor. Certainly no sound guard cab, barely AM radio, and if the air conditioner worked, it was a big day. That's mostly on our farm, right? We could have fixed that kind of stuff. That was not a case problem or a IH problem. But do you have a favorite item that you watched through the years when you were with your family's dealership and now being in Case Corporate? Is there a favorite one that you go, that's the tractor I really like, or that particular piece of equipment?
That is a good question. So I don't know that there is, because I like to tell people I don't really hardly know. I can start and unload about any piece of equipment you can think of off a trailer, but to actually use it day to day, I've never done. It's just always a constant flow of different things coming in and out. I know 1066. I know that's a big one on the Case IH side or the National Harvester side. But yeah, I don't know that I personally have a favorite. So it's typically whatever we had on the lot is what was going to be our favorite. So.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, you'll have to now start watching for that. And one other thing you can watch for is on our Weather and Ag in Focus Facebook page. I'm going to post some pictures of my family's 826. I'm a little proud of this. And then also the story that Case sent, because when they brought some gifts out to the farm, there's also a story there about being a legacy tractor and the 100th anniversary of Farm All. And just a great big thank you to Case, as well as to your regional dealership, Titan Machinery, for what they wanted to do for the family. More importantly, for our Here We Grow project with our 20 acres of custom farm soybeans. And Aaron, for folks who want to follow up on what we've talked about today, do you have some social media or websites you'd send them to?
I mean, you can always start with caseih.com, their site, and you can really get anywhere, or my Case IH, kind of the one place you can go to get out from anywhere, or go visit them at the Farm Progress show or Husker Harvest.
Those will be fun. And we have Big Iron up here coming up about the same time as Husker Harvest Days. And we will be live. This bunch will be out there in person. So we look forward to people stopping by the Morton building to see us there and say hi. Good Lord.
I'm surprised they let us back.
Boys. I'm surprised they're going to give us a golf cart again. Get in. I'll drive. So it is time for the markets from the American Ag Network. Thank you so much, Aaron Booth. We will be back right after this.
All right, thank you.
Attention job seekers. Check this out. Plains Grain and Agronomy is busy and is hiring more team members for their locations at Enderlin, Marion, and Mott, North Dakota. Hiring for the following positions: Class A truck driver, custom applicator, general laborer, and precision ag service technician. They're hiring immediately, full-time, with great pay and great benefits. Join the Plains Grain and Agronomy team online at plainsgrain.com.
You want a fun night out with the family, or just a great place to hang out with the guys? Fargo Billiards and Gastropub has all the fun under one roof. Foosball, ping pong, shuffleboard, pinball, darts, beanbags, bubble hockey, and of course, pool tables galore. They have delicious food and your favorite beverages to wash it all down. It's a super fun atmosphere and a great place to hang out with friends. Open for lunch or dinner every day. Fargo Billiards and Gastropub, just west of I-29 on 32nd Avenue South in Fargo.
If you own a small to medium-sized business that kept employees on payroll through COVID, you may have a big cash refund waiting for you. The Employee Retention Credit is a tax credit of up to $26,000 per employee. And now, more businesses than ever qualify. The experts at RefundsPro.com specialize in cutting through the red tape of qualifying for this government program. Most of their refunds are over $100,000. Even businesses that have received PPP funds may be eligible. And there are absolutely no fees unless you receive a refund. So there's no reason not to apply. If your business experienced shutdowns, limited capacity, supply chain challenges, or reduced revenue due to COVID, you likely qualify. RefundsPro.com has already helped hundreds of businesses. So don't lose the refund you're owed by missing the deadline. Get started today with a free 5-minute questionnaire at RefundsPro.com. That's refunds with an S, pro.com.
Markets lower near midday. You're listening to the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen with this market update. We're talking now with Arlen Suderman from StoneX with market analysis. Arlen, looking at the grain trade here today, we've really fallen off from some of the early mixed activity we saw. What are you seeing in the grains here as we work to midday?
Yeah, we're seeing some headwinds from the outside markets, and we're not seeing enough of a fundamental story to really counter that at this point. So we look at 10-year Treasury yields this morning rose to new 15-year highs, almost 16-year highs. They've pulled back a little bit. When they went up, the dollar rose then to 10-week highs. That created some headwinds for the commodity sector as the yields have pulled back from their session highs. So has the dollar a little bit. That's allowing crude oil to kind of erase its losses. But the grain and oilseed market simply really not doing that too much at this point, still staying relatively close to their session lows with a lack of anything in the momentum to the upside. Some of that seasonal chart weakness. We have U.S. wheat trying to compete on the world market, generally being overpriced. We look at corn and soybeans that had been getting some strength from the hot, dry weather in the Midwest, but so far the crop tour, the Midwest crop tour, not finding any good fodder for the bulls to really justify sustaining a rally. So buyers are harder to find today and sellers are abundant.
All right, well, we do appreciate it. As always, Arlen Suderman with StoneX joining us here for our market analysis. In livestock trade, we're seeing moderate pressure throughout live and feeder cattle and the hog trade as well. A few triple-digit losses creeping in. Corn, 6 to 8 lower. Beans, 17 to 20 cents lower. Wheat trade, mainly 3 to 6 lower, with spring wheat seeing a few losses around a dime. Crude oil up a penny, 80.73. The Dow Jones down 135 points. This is the American Ag Network.
What? No screaming goat to kick off the show? I waited. There it is.
Dean's not.
Welcome back.
There it is. Yes.
What other buttons you got over there? You got any other fun ones you've been itching to press?
Ask that question, Justin. Do not ask
Wait,
what other things he has as first sounders. Yeah. Goodness.
Got him.
Okay.
Let's just end the last
good.
7 minutes of the show. Just push every single one. We can kill the rest.
Let's not.
No.
Hey, do you hear all that clicking?
grief.
That's the sound of everyone turning off the radio station.
No, that's the sound of John, like John's calling. Hey, speaking of today, you know what? We didn't even hit it. Today's Tuesday.
Yeah, there was no.
Gosh,
no John.
We almost got through the show.
Almost got away with it.
We almost got away with it.
Gosh, I was so hoping.
But you know, I mean, it was cloudy all morning. So, John, if you're wondering why there wasn't any chemtrails, maybe there was. It was cloudy this morning. We've cleared things out. Actually, we're partly cloudy right now. Temperatures have already climbed up into the low to mid 80s, upper 80s in the far southern valley. But yeah, I don't see anything. Even with the blue sky, yeah. So it's humid out there, though. It is a humid one. It's air you can wear. It's air you can wear outside, and we're going to continue. With the humidity here over the next couple of days. Today, tomorrow, even into Thursday, with highs upper 80s to low 90s. I know Justin's saying we're not going to hit 90. I'm telling you.
You just happened to see which way the winds are whipping out of there, Dean.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it, buddy. It's, we've got tomorrow, and I'm still saying we're going to hit 90.
The rest of today and tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a humid one though for the rest of today. Heat advisories in effect for the far southern valley. Excessive heat warnings as you go south into South Dakota. So keep that in mind if you're traveling south. Tonight, down into the mid to upper 60s, some patchy fog developing in some areas tonight, and then tomorrow, rinse and repeat, another hot one, upper 80s to low 90s with again, high humidity. And then Thursday, a few more clouds, but still upper 80s looks like a good bet. And then a chance for storms Thursday night. Doesn't look like a great chance, but that looks to be our best chance over the next week, it looks like, for the most part. So Let's hope we can get something on Thursday night. I know Jim was in here yesterday saying, we could use a good inch or more at the farm, and I don't see it. I just don't. If we can get a quarter to half inch, I think that's about the best we're going to do.
Take anything right now. That's going to be fine. And then let's all remember, when you watched our Here We Grow video on Friday on YouTube, on Facebook, and on our website, you'll see that we were with Irie Insurance, one of our sponsors, and I was asking Shane Lark about what we could insure. I had my toy tractor, I had my toy barn, and when I opened the barn door, my pig fell out. So if anybody is in the field, that one, keep an eye out for my little black pig who fell out of the barn and now is missing. It's just saying.
We're just gonna have a bunch of people stomping through our beans here over the next week looking for this pig.
Is there a reward?
I have a rough...
Yeah, what's the reward?
Bacon. But I have a rough idea where he landed.
Okay.
But we got to find the pig. And the problem is, he is a little black pig laying in black soils.
Oh, good
so
luck.
He's going to be a little hard to find.
Oops. That might be a challenge.
Yeah, needle, haystack.
I bet you we might be able to. We'll take a look. We'll see if we can find it for you there, Bridgette.
We kind of remember where we were at when we were filming that day. So,
yeah, it's 20 acres, not 2,000, so our odds are in our favor.
Right.
But why don't we hit one of these ag topics? I don't think we'll have enough time to get to all of them, per usual.
Okay.
But let's talk about strip cropping with sheep.
That's right. So again, let's say that slowly. But this is actually an item. It's called this. This is the stock cropper. So get your Google ready, kids, and go look for it. So this is a little piece of equipment that really allows you to put sheep or chickens between your corn rows for grazing. Because in strip cropping, you want to get more sunlight to your corn plants to increase your yield. And then you grow a second shorter crop between the strips. Although right now this would be grazing, like a cover crop, feed the chickens. So it's literally like a confinement area that can move via a solar panel, and it will move autonomously up to 100 feet a day. Otherwise, you have literally your pen of sheep and chickens that can move along.
Bridgette, your audio is breaking up so bad. We thought there was gunshots out there. We heard
it was pop,
pop, pop, pop. I'm like, oh no!
It started to sound like one of those speaking spells.
No, that wasn't the case. I guess we'll have to.
I think we better let Bridgette go, guys.
That moves.
Yeah, Jacob, let Bridgette go. She's really breaking up.
Sorry, Bridgette.
Sorry, Bridgette.
We'll go look for your cow tomorrow or your pig tomorrow.
Yeah.
You have a great rest of your day and enjoy the rest of the auction over there up by Page.
Yeah. So we'll brief recap the weather here real quick. Again, temperatures in the low 80s out there, low to mid 80s, depending where you're at. Far Southern Valley, temperatures already at 90 degrees. Heat advisories in effect from Richland County over towards Otter Tail and south. Excessive heat warnings are in effect from Sisseton to just south of Fergus and points southward. So if you're traveling south, you're going to run into some dangerous heat there. It already feels like a steam bath out there. We'll hit the upper 80s to close to 90 here in the FM area, but the far northern valley stuck in the 60s and 70s, a much different day off to our north. That'll do it for us on Weather and Ag in Focus. Want to thank everybody for joining us this afternoon. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.
AM 970 and FM 93.1, WDAY, Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo.